that's.
Okay, so after you heard that, what changed for you?
Oh, okay. I said I'm gonna call it cool. I'm gonna put the cookies down. I'm like, all right, but then, neighbor across the street from my parents, saw my situation, and and he said, look, wind up setting me up on a blind date.
Okay.
Look, I'm 31. She already 40.
Okay.
Had an 11-year-old son.
Okay.
All right, because it was one of neighbor across the street co-workers, and wind up meeting her, and we went on a couple of dates. We went on a total of 3 dates.
Okay.
But I'm thinking things going on. I'm like, David, be careful this time. Don't do the stuff that you used to do.
Right.
Slow it down. Don't be in such a rush, stuff like that. But we went on 3 good dates, right? After the 3rd date, ghosted.
You didn't hear anything from her?
Nothing.
Okay.
I mean, no phone call, no text, no nothing. I'm like, even when I tried to call, she ain't answer. I'm like, geez Louise, man, what happened to her? And you know what? I'm sitting there like nothing bad even happened this time. No, I mean, not my book. I mean, nothing bad really happened. We went on 3 pretty good dates. And one of them even ended with a kiss.
Okay. So did you ever hear back from her?
Yes.
Okay. When?
It was one time. This is while I was going to Base Memorial Church. Come to find out, she went there for a Wednesday Bible study one time. Okay. Because they had a noon and an evening Bible study. And I went there for noon Bible study, and she was there. I didn't even recognize her. I was just, cordially speaking to people, hey, how you doing? And then when I saw her, I was like, hey, how you doing? And then she said, that's it? You ain't gonna say nothing else? I'm like, huh? Do I know you?
Right.
Because she looked a little different.
Okay.
And I'm like, because she wore glasses, but she had contacts, so I ain't recognize her. But I'm like, wait a minute, what? I ain't gonna say her name.
Please don't.
Yeah, I'm like, oh wow. Well, I even know, I ain't holding against her. Even though deep down inside, I was like, where in the world have you been?
You didn't ask her that?
No.
So y'all never talked about it?
I just left her alone
Okay.
because I was like, because I just got tired of getting mad.
So she didn't explain why she never called you back?
Nope.
Y'all didn't talk about it?
Nope.
Wow.
Nothing.
Wow.
So I just wanted, and my sister would get a kick out of this. I just put it down and left it alone.
Okay.
But I said that to say, you know what? I'm like, if things not even gonna go bad, and you still ghosted me, I'm like, all right, I'm done. I'm done.
Right.
Just don't relationship. Just focus on me.
Okay. Get
myself together, man, so I can be ready next time.
And what does that look like for you?
No, I'm like, just go to work. If I got any debt, pay it off. And stuff like that. Now I'm like, all right, just focus on me. Get yourself together. And it's as if God was saying, it's about time you did that. Because now, instead of chasing after what you think you want, now I can send you who I want you to have.
Okay.
It wasn't even 1 month later.
Okay.
I met my current wife.
Okay. And how did that happen?
Oh, I love telling that story. Oh man, it was dollar night at the bowling alley, man.
Okay.
Executive Lane Bowling Alley. I was in a league back then, and I was, dollar night. You go to bowling alley, have good, that's a chance to play cheap games, so I could get plenty of practice.
Exactly.
The event was so popular that you had to get in line and sign your name, and then when the lane become available, they come get you and say, they call your name on the PA, all right, we got a lane for David. I'm like, all right.
Okay.
By the time the lane was available, I get up there, get ready to, they say, how many games you want to bowl? I bowled a 10.
Right, $10.
I get ready to reach for my wallet, and it wasn't there.
You left your wallet.
Oh my God! I forgot my wallet. So
Wow.
so this how bad I wanted to bowl. The bowl those cheap games. I got out of line, went all the way home
To get your wallet.
to get my wallet, came all the way back, started the process all over again.
Oh wow, so you had to get back in line.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then by the time I got to son, this is how God orchestrated it. When I finally got my lane, it was right next to her. She was there with a couple of co-workers.
Okay.
You know, they were just out having fun bowling. But then I'm trying to get my score up.
Right.
But then, you know, I'm looking at them bowl, and I'm like, you know, 'cause I always give folk props when they throw a good shot.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, hey, good shot. But, you know, I'm there by myself. But they couldn't understand that.
Right.
But then I told, you know, later on, told them, you know, I'm just getting good practice in. But you know, I introduced myself to her. But then her friend, on the time, hey, you know, you ought to, you know, give him a shot. I'm like,
Okay.
I'm like, you know, I didn't hear that part. But then after they get finished, you know, I didn't know these folks from jump.
Right.
But out of the blue, they invited me to go hang out with them.
Oh wow. Okay.
I'm like, are you serious?
Right.
I mean, y'all don't know me from Adam.
Right.
I'm like, and y'all invite me to hang out with y'all. I'm like, geez Louise, man. I'm like, see, you know, when I think about how life was in school, you know, how desperate I was to have a girlfriend, you know, but then these people, you know, my wife and her, my current wife and her co-workers invite me out of nowhere, befriended me without question. I'm like, these are the kind of folk I've been looking for my entire life.
Right. Right.
I'm like, even I felt kind of leery about that. I'm like,
You're not used to that.
Do I go with these folks?
Right.
And then, you know, I'm like, you know, hey, why not? You know, I'm doing me right now. I mean, we you know, we have a little fun, man. We go to White Castle.
Okay.
Look, and what's crazy, we go in her car.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
Left my car in the parking lot.
Wow.
I'm going in her car.
And I just think back, if you were to leave and not come back, you wouldn't have met her.
Oh my God, that's it. There are so many elements that could have taken place.
Yeah.
They could have messed up.
You could have said, forget this, I'm going home.
I'm like, you know, when I went home to get my wallet, I could have been, you know, I'll just bowl next time.
Yeah, I'm done.
Or, you know, like, I don't know these people. I ain't going, you know, I'll pass things.
Right. Yeah, it's a lot of things.
Like, I just took a shot.
Yeah, and look at you now.
I'm like, 16 years later.
Yeah.
You know, we got married after meeting after two of them. And I'm like, man, God came. Look, I basically had to throw up the white flag as far as trying to find somebody.
And when you did, God stepped in.
God stepped in.
Took care of you.
I'm like, man, and you know, even though we've been through our ups and downs, you know, I understand that folks do. It took me a long time to realize that too, because you know, I'm still had the mindset of, you know, I'm growing up as a kid watching Donald Reed and you know, Mr. Ed, all them old classic TV shows, My Three Sons, where the wife is in the kitchen.
That's not reality. Not in a lot of cases.
Yeah, I mean, it is for some folk though.
But not in a lot of cases.
If the man make enough money.
Right.
As a matter of fact, my daughter, you know, her man. Okay. You know, right now she's the stay-at-home mom.
Okay, good for her.
I'm like, man, that's
good for her.
You know, because at the same time, because they trying to save money on daycare.
Okay, yeah.
So look, she actually says she can't wait for him to get school age so she can go back to work.
Yeah, I can imagine that.
But right now, in order to save money on daycare, you know, he's taking care of it all.
That's good.
I'm like, wow. So yeah, so that's their situation. See, that's why I'm glad, you know, my children aren't going through the same thing that I especially for my daughter, you know. And
how old is she now?
She's 25.
25. Okay.
And
how old is your son?
Oh, my son's 21. Okay. Getting ready to turn 22.
Okay.
But you know, I'm trying to tell my son, as a man, don't make the same bad decisions that your dad made.
Right.
You know, because Lord knows I do not want to see my children
Struggle the way you did.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm very thankful and grateful that he's brought me to this point where I actually acknowledge him and, you know, can actually make better decisions to the point where I'm using this platform.
Right. Right.
And things will be on the other side
Sure.
to tell folks everywhere. I mean, I made it through it and there was a reason.
Yeah.
See, I'm trying not to.
It's okay. It's okay. Your test has become your testimony.
Oh.
And that's why you're here today, to let people know that you can go through things. You just have to learn through it and go through it the way God wants you to. And he'll bring you through it even when you don't think you can make it.
Man, oh my
So as we
goodness.
wrap this up, Dave, is there anything else you would like to say to anyone that might be listening today?
Oh my God. I'm like, if you don't mind if I can address
Go
all
right
this.
ahead. Go right ahead.
Young ladies, save the cookie
Yeah.
for marriage.
Yeah.
Young men, don't, even if she offers you some, don't eat no cookies until you're married to her. You will save yourself a whole lot of heartache. Oh my goodness, man, because it'll become all you care about, especially for young men. Because I know that's the way it was for me. And oh my goodness, real quick, and I love the fact that I have, you know, a living example in my own family.
Yeah.
My cousin, she's a female cousin, but her and her husband, when they got married, both saved themselves for each other.
Okay.
As far as cooking, eating, and baking, and all they know is each other.
That's good.
They don't know nobody else. And that's the way it's supposed to be.
That's the way God intended it to be. Yeah.
I mean, man, you know, it needs to be cool to be a virgin again.
Right.
Straight up. I mean, straight up, man. Why is it ridiculed? If you a virgin, that's ridicule. It was ridicule when I was in school.
It's
I mean,
still the same way.
Probably still ridicule now. But
Yeah.
I mean, you could have unplanned children
That you can't
that
take care
you
of.
ain't ready for. You could probably contract a disease, or you know, something like that. Or man, and then you lose your purity and your innocence.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, you know, you see. Okay. I'm trying to, you know, I'm trying to put it in a way, because at the time, you couldn't tell me. But see, that's the reason why I've been through this stuff. God bless you to make it through this stuff. You know, so I could tell everybody out there that it ain't worth it.
Not worth it.
It's not worth it, man. Oh my God, man. That's in a nutshell. It's not worth it, man. Just save yourself a marriage. I'll make a T-shirt. No cookies till marriage.
Yeah.
Something like that.
That'll work.
Oh man, this needs to grow. And I'm glad you're on this platform with me today.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you for telling your story.
Oh.
We really appreciate you leaving it out there, because you did, and I appreciate you.
Oh, man, I tell you, there were times where, you know, told you tidbits and stuff. Now you know the whole thing.
Yeah.
And it's shocking, isn't it?
It is. It is, yes. But you
Man.
made it through. And that's the bottom line. You did what God needed you to do, and now you are a faithful person.
Man, see, that's what I'm talking about, man. You know, when I tell folk about my past, you know, all they see is the after picture.
Yeah.
And they shocked to know that's
Yeah.
and you know what, that's
Shocked.
a good thing.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you know, all they see is now, man. Everybody got a past.
Yeah,
But I don't know if it's crazy as mine was, but man, the whole bottom line is, no matter how crazy your past is, I am living proof that you can change,
Yes.
you can make it through,
Yes.
and you can teach other folks if
Yes.
you're willing to. It's like I said at the beginning, all I ever wanted was to be the good guy. And I guess I'm finally at
And
the
now
point
you
of my
are.
life. Now I
Now you
can
are.
be.
Yeah, you can be. Wonderful. Thanks, Dave.
Yeah.
You did it.
Yeah, oh my God. Well, I guess I can tell everybody. Look, I'm glad she drove the car for her. Did she do a good job, man? Man.
Thank
Oh
you.
wow.
I'm excited to be here.
All right. Well, that's all, folks.
That's all. Thank y'all.
Well, that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of the story. You made it to the end. Well, I just want to take this time out to thank all of you for watching these videos and taking this journey with me. And I want to give some special shout outs to all the people, all the really important people that made this happen. Of course, God Almighty himself for letting me live this long to be able to see this day, and a few special people. One person in particular, of course, is my supporting wife. Let me tell y'all something. She worked her tail off, all right, to get me to where I am right now. And I also want to thank my minister, Brother Brian C. Jones at the Newburgh Church of Christ, for being the positive male role model that I needed this whole time. And I want to thank, of course, Shannon Pearson for sitting across from me on this interview, because I always wondered who was going to be the person that was going to sit across from me when I tell my story. So I really thank her for that. And I thank all y'all for supporting these videos. And I really hope that this message gets out to the world so we can purify the youth again. God bless all y'all.